Yeah, let me know how we're doing on sound. Send me a text.
Okay.
Um, so we're live on all three fronts right now. That's good. It's a good thing. Now we got to make sure that we have audio on all three fronts. Because this showing that we do, until we get somebody in the chat or Farron hops in, we're not going to know. There's some people on TikTok. Let us know if you can hear us. Go ahead and say something if you want there, Terry.
How y'all doing tonight?
YouTube's good. All right. So we got one front crushed. See if we can get the next one. I don't know. Yes. All right. TikTok. Yeah. Okay. How about the Book of Faces? One last checkpoint here, and we'll be ready to rock. What are you thinking? Can you hear us back there? Did you forget what it's called? Well, we're good on YouTube and TikTok at least, and we're straight recording as well. So if we're having issues with Facebook, then it is what it is. Like I said, it's going to be our first time streaming on Facebook for this as well. For everybody that's joining us now live or joining us after the fact, this is Terry Cavanis from Virginia on Tunes and Throttles tonight. How are you doing today, Terry?
All pretty good. How about y'all?
Good, good. I've been really excited to have you on. I think I talked to you a year ago about this, getting you on here.
Yeah, a little over a year ago.
Yeah, I think it was around the time you released your first song, wasn't it?
Well, that'd been 2 years ago.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, it's been that long since I released the first song.
Hmm. Wow, time time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like I said,
sure does.
I know we've been talking for at least a year about getting you on here. Um, and I'm really happy to finally get you on here with us. It's not every day. Well, it is kind of for us because it's what we do, but it's not every day that you find somebody as genuine as you with the music that you have. You know, um, I was looking through your list on Spotify earlier today, and I was like, man, I don't know how or why your music hasn't exploded yet. And maybe you just haven't been put in front of the right person, or maybe you just haven't, just got to that spot yet. 'Cause everybody there's a time and place for. You put Zach Top out in TikTok land and stuff 6-7 years ago. At the beginning of COVID and stuff, would he have exploded like he did? I mean, who knows? You take somebody like Chris Stapleton, and you put him in the music industry starting out today, not who he is now, but when he was starting out, putting him in the music industry today, would he have taken off? Right now, I think he would, because the tides of music is starting to change back towards I don't know what you want to call it, more conventional country music, and Chris Stapleton's more of a country, blues, rock, whatever. He kind of mixes with all of them, and with your music, you know, it's heartfelt. There's actual emotion in it. There's an actual story that goes with them, and a lot of this music that you hear on radio today is not that. It's starting to get better. It is starting to get better, which, you know, gives me hope for artists like you that you've got that music out now, now it's just getting people to hear it. Getting that exposure. And I think once you get more exposure and more people start hearing your music, I think things will start changing for you, and in a way that you can start doing music, just for a living, and be comfortable doing it. Being there in not West Virginia, sorry, in Virginia, you know, what's life like for an artist like you?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just putting out music. I mean, I'm not really doing uh, playing any kind of stuff or nothing like that, other than TikTok every once in a while. Um, I don't know. I didn't really have no intentions of putting anything out, and then my sister wanted me to, and then she passed away. So that's how I got started putting it out.
Yeah, yeah,
And so, I mean, I'm not in any kind of hurry of trying to really, I guess you say, just get out there on stages and just go, go, go. I'm just having fun releasing music.
yeah. Now with your music, what's the? I guess you say you're not really looking to go out being on stages and stuff. What's your goal with your music itself?
Well, I mean, eventually, slowly. I'm just not in a hurry.
Oh, I got
As
you.
far as eventually, yeah, I'm just not in a hurry about how fast I start doing that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You're not ready to hop on a tour bus and tour the country yet, huh? Not quite.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I mean, I'm not rushing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, what's one of the things that's been, because you said that originally you weren't really looking at putting your music out, and what's something that's really surprised you as far as your music getting out, and playing it on TikTok like you have? Because I know I've seen you play in, multiple different rooms playing your originals, and the feedback you get from it. What is that? How does that feel for you?
I mean, the feedback and stuff is awesome when you have people realize that the music that you're doing is what you've lived. It's not stuff that all my music is wrote by me about stuff that I've done. It's not music that somebody wrote for me.
Yeah, it's not just a catchy tune that you think will sell.
Yeah. I've Fahrenheit. I actually got a song that I've been working on called. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna call it, but it's basically about the country song way of life, and it goes along with my music because the music that I've wrote, it's what I've lived,
Yeah, yeah. You're taking
and so living the country song way of life.
yeah. Well, you get a lot of these artists, and I'm not knocking artists. Try not to do that too much. There's a lot of artists out there that sing songs because, or even write songs because they think somebody wants to hear it. Where I think from talking to you over the past and watching how you play, you're writing songs that you live and what you believe in, and turning them into a song. And whether somebody likes it or not, it's more of, well, this is real. So you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care. I'm gonna still do it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope people love it, but I mean, there's always going to be some that don't, and then there's going to be hopefully more that do. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
um,
How is the producing of your music, if you want to talk about it anyway? Because I know some people like to keep how they do it kind of a secret. But how are you going about producing your songs to put them on Spotify?
uh, well, see, I go to a studio in Bristol,
Mm-hmm.
about an hour and a half away from me. I work with a great producer, Matt Smile, with Audio Oasis, and I go in there and I have my acoustic track
Uh,
already done, and then we go from there. And then, like I said, he's great. He can play just about every instrument you could want somebody to play, and so once he listens to my acoustic track a few times, then we go from there and get the vocals down, and then we produce the track.
yeah. I said, some artists in the independent spaces, especially, are they're worried about a couple things. One is quality, which you get great quality out of where you're going. A lot of people say they can't afford it, which studio time is expensive depending on how you do it.
And
And and we've talked to different artists. Some of them say, I've put together my own stuff to record my stuff myself. Which is kind of what we've done. Um, for our show, we have enough to we can record somebody and mix something if we can, but not everybody has the ability to do that or the money to go buy the equipment to do it. Equipment's not cheap. You know, as you know, that guitar on your wall is what, $800 at least.
it's more than
Well,
that.
that's what I mean is $800 at least. At least,
Yeah, this guitar well, I got it on sale. I guess you'd say for right at $2,000.
yeah,
So yeah,
but you wanted a quality guitar, so you went and got a quality guitar. When you're talking quality
yep.
microphones, the conversation turns a little bit when you talk microphones because there's some microphones that you can get for $150 that are just as good as something that's $400, but your directional is different and this, that, and the other. So it just depends on how you sing and how you play on what you want to do with. When you go to a studio, like you said, where you have good producers that know what they need to do, it's better than just playing the guessing game, doing it, and then finding out, oh, that didn't work, and I have to completely retry, and then you're sitting there for hours on end doing it. But it is cheaper to do it on your own. You know, um,
At, at my level of skill, if I was trying to produce my music on my own with no type of sound room or anything like that, the only thing that I would be doing is basically recording my guitar and my voice on a cell phone or whatever I had to use, and what kind of quality am I going to be putting out?
yeah,
I don't want
exactly.
my music coming out bad.
Yep, and that was something I was gonna say too. Is when you come to doing that, hey Buck, how we doing? Um, you want to make sure that, and this is something we've talked to a lot of artists about, and most of them have the same opinion you do. Is you want some when people hear your music for the first time, you want it to be of better quality. Because if it's bad quality, it's kind of like our show. We have nice microphones, we have good camera, this, that, and the other. Because if we have great quality and okay content, we're a step above others because we have good quality. Now, if we have good content as well, it's a little bit different. But you could have great, amazing content, but if you have terrible quality in video or audio, especially with music, you might as well not have put it out because somebody's going to hear that song for the first time and go, wow, this is not very good because
It's junk.
yeah, it's bad quality. The song sounds good, but it's just not great quality. So are they going to take the risk? Not really risk, but take the chance of listening to your music again when the first time they heard it wasn't very good quality. So I'm on the same boat with you. When you put out your music, you want it to be quality. Quality above.
Yeah, because if you're taking and you're putting out that music and say it gets to the crowd you want it to, first of all, because that's one of the things your music has to get to the crowd you're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it all yourself and it's just like what I'm talking about, I may sound good, but the quality's not going to be there as far as the sound system set up, the microphone, the instruments I can put on there, because the only thing I'll be able to put on there is a guitar.
Yeah.
So then I'm putting out a bad quality song that should be a good song, and then when they hear it, they're going to be like, "Well, this ain't no good." And then I would rather do a good song that people like over again because they like it that much they want to hear more of it
Yeah.
than try to do a song that was done with bad quality that people don't like because just of the quality.
Yeah.
And then you got to, like you said, you got to try to get them to listen to it after that.
Well, and you were mentioning having other instruments and stuff behind you. I don't think there's anything personally wrong with having an acoustic acoustic of the song as well. You know, honestly, me personally, there are some songs that I absolutely love an acoustic version of, but the full band mix, I don't like it. You know, but that's just certain songs, you know, from different artists. But you know, and some people will do like, oh well, I'm going to put out you know an album's worth of music, and then I'm going to put the same music out, but as an acoustic version, which I think is awesome idea. But you know, it's if you can afford to do both, do both. You know, give people something to listen to because you know, like I said, for me anyway, I know there are some people out there like me, unfortunately, that let's see. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. You know, they like an acoustic version as well, which is one of the reasons we do this show. You know, is for you to be able to play your music if you want to. You know, with it being split screen, we can't guarantee the quality of sound and stuff. So if it's not something you want to do, we do understand you can. Throw it up on Spotify once Farron gets back. Because the computer is not my gig. That is not. If I touch it, I might screw something up. But you know, I was really wanting to go over some of your songs, and you know, if you want to play them, absolutely love you to. Because you know, like your songs.
Do I say playing them on TikTok and like this right here? That's different than just trying to put them out like that.
Oh yeah.
Because even if you're doing just an acoustic thing, and I go to that studio,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just doing it acoustic, then it's going to sound 100 times better than me trying to do it
Yeah.
with just me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and like you said, it definitely drives the song a little bit more when you have that added background to it. 'Cause, you know, if you're throwing, say you throw a steel guitar on it, or throw a slide, or just anything, whatever instrument you're trying to decide to kind of push the song, it can change the tempo of the song and not necessarily change the meaning of the song, but change the emotional value of the song because then you know you get that line of a violin or a fiddle in there. It can change how people actually. Oh, it says my audio is weak on my mic.
My audio is weak.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Chops. Um, but you know it changes how people get the emotion from the song sometimes having that background music with it.
Yeah.
So now your first song you put out
Wasting time.
it was wasting time. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought it was what a disgrace, but yeah, I see that now. It's wasting time. You know, you said that you put that out after your sister had passed. You know, and I know
Yeah,
I've
I wrote that. Go ahead.
no, you
Sorry.
can go ahead. I was getting ready to ask what prompted it.
Uh, I wrote it right after she passed away, and we also had a man get killed at a rally,
Hmm.
and it was just kind of upsetting to see that stuff. And then my sister passed away, and I was actually trying to write. I was pissed off and trying to write a pissed off song, and it turned into being a song that making sure that you tell them you love them before they take off because you might not see them again.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad that it turned around instead of being a pissed off song, and it turned out just to be a song about making sure you tell your loved ones that you love them before you go to bed, and uh, don't take it for granted.
Yeah. Tomorrow's not promised for anybody.
Nope.
Um, would you mind playing the song for us?
And what song you want to hear?
The wasting time.
All right. and kiss goodbye. Oh, I love you, babe. He cooled off in the kitchen over that cup of joe, wondering how something so small could wreck their happy home. Then the knock on the door came, boys in blue outside. Sir, we hate to inform you, but a drunk driver hit your wife. Don't ever let your loved ones leave without that proper goodbye. Don't you dare go to bed angry, 'cause you might not open your eyes. Nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. Show them that you love them while you can. Life is short enough as it is, so stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. 85 on his deathbed, son, it's been one heck of a ride. Need to know the proud helm of the man standing right before my house. Mama's waiting on the other side, so we'll dance up in the sky. Don't ever let your loved ones leave without that proper goodbye. Don't you dare go to bed angry, 'cause you might not open your eyes. Nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. Show them that you love them while you can. Life is short enough as it is, so stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. Nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. Show them that you love them while you can. We're gone in the blink of an eye, so stop wasting time. wasting time. Stop wasting time. I'm gone in the blink of an eye. Stop wasting time.
Good job.
That sound all right?
Yeah, yeah. Internet's cutting out a little here and there. Sounds like, but that's to be expected when we're doing a split screen. But it sounds
Yep.
great. It's a good song, and like you said, it really gets into the whole tomorrow's not promised for anybody. You're absolutely right. And that's the thing is like you said, it's a song about your life and real life, and I think most people can um, appropriate it to their own life because everybody's lost somebody at some point or lost part of themselves, and you know as far as as time goes on, you're not as young as you were. You can't do it like you used to. You can't do certain things anymore, whatever. So definitely get out there and get after it while you can. Um, so what got you into music to begin with?
Just my mom. Uh, she didn't play no instruments. She tried to get us to when we was younger, but we just didn't listen. But she was always jamming in the car, and we always sang, but we just never played.
Yeah.
So
So what?
she got us into it. We just took a while to start playing.
Yeah. When did you first pick up the guitar?
3.5 years ago.
Really? How was
Yeah.
that? Trying to learn it that late in life.
Um, it wasn't as bad as you'd think after I picked it up and didn't put it back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
My thing was that I had tried a couple times and just didn't stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after my accident, I had a lot of time, and so I finally picked it up and didn't put it back down.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. I know.
I'm struggling with the same thing right now. I've picked up and put down the guitar plenty of times. I'm trying to stick with it this time.
Yeah, that was my thing. I picked it up several different times and just put it back down. And then, like I said, after my accident, I just had all kinds of times, nothing to do. So I finally picked it up and didn't put it back down.
Yeah. Well, I know I've picked it up mostly. I just fumble it and drop it because I'm not very good. The last time I picked it up, I was starting to actually make some headway, and then I broke a finger. And it was on the strings hand, so couldn't play chords with a broken finger. My hand was swelled up pretty good for a while, so I put it down and I haven't picked it back up since. But I know it's tough learning. I wish I had learned when I was younger, when I actually had the time. Like you said, you have an accident and you have the spare time to sit and play. You're a little easier to keep it in hand when you can't do much else.
Yep.
But,
That's why it sits right beside my chair.
Yeah, pick it up and play it
Place
anytime. Yeah,
Yep.
you don't have to search for it; it's right there. Now as far as because you've got what, 8 songs out now.
The 8th one comes out tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And does that drop at midnight tonight?
Yep.
And what's the name of it?
White Oak Strong.
White Oak Strong. And I've been watching your TikTok here and there, but I wanted you to be able to talk about it a little bit more because I want it to come from you, not from me. Just because it's your song, I want you to kind of explain it, describe it, play it, whatever you want to do. Give everybody an idea about the song.
Well, White Oak Strong is about father. It's about my father. I wrote it about him and about the fact that it costs so much to raise kids these days, and then on top of that, most men hide their emotions, and so you'll never know about what the struggle is that your dads goes through.
Yeah.
And they just stand there like a strong white oak on the hill.
Yeah. No, you know, I my father was very similar when I was younger. And with my own children, I try to be, and it's one of those things that's just it's really hard. I don't try to hide my emotions as much, um, but that was the way it used to be, though. Men kept their emotion inside, and what was the song? Oh, Daddy's Hands. That song. You know, that's one that I always think about when people talk about that. Is because they were hard and callous when they had to be. You know, so you've got the song coming out tonight. You've got a music video coming out today, correct?
Yeah, the music video's done uploaded.
Okay. So
It's not. I'm not calling it the official video.
Mhm.
I just wanted where this is about my dad. I just wanted to put out a video with it that way people could kindly get a visual of the story too, and go from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought.
But we have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said I thought it was coming out about the time we were starting tonight. So.
Yeah, uh, yeah. We recorded most of it yesterday, and but we have some things going with White Oak Strong later on this year. That's why I didn't try to do a
Full video.
what you call official. No, it's a full video, but it's not official. It's not the one that they always call the official video.
Yeah. Anything you can talk about for it?
No, that's got to be saved for later.
No, okay, keeping everybody on the secret, huh? Gotta keep
Yeah.
attention to be able to see it. I got you. Hey, that's not a bad thing. Keep
Yeah.
people around. Give them something to come back for, right?
Yeah, everybody will have to come. They'll have to wait till probably around fall, maybe close to winter time, to see what we do about it. But
okay. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to. But would you mind playing it?
yeah, I mean, I'll play it since it's coming out. So
Okay.
I have some that are coming out with this in July, but this one's coming out tonight, so it's not a big deal. But there is somebody that had already asked for exclusive, so I gotta kind of watch what I say about them because I don't want to upset nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Now, that's the thing about my producer.
Yeah.
I go to him and he basically plays all my songs better than I play them. So then I got to learn how to play them again once I get back home. So, but
gotta
this
learn how
song-
he would play it, huh?
yeah, I got to relearn because he always plays it better than I can. So
Yeah.
I got to learn how to play it better. So, but this song is called White Oak Strong for my dad. Father's Day's tomorrow, so I wanted to get it out. Plus his birthday's this coming week. So, but this is called White Oak Strong. We done rolled on his shoulder, scraping the bottom of the barrel, tortured inside cause he can't give them more. Oh, and his fingers down to the bone, and he stands strong like a white oak on the hill, facing off against the storm, seeing Mother Nature's winds. And You might think that he's indestructible. He's only a man. Jeremy needs a knee surgery. Poor Carla's outgrown every last pair of those blue jeans. And it's okay, babe, I don't need no much this sweet. Baby, boy sure is growing, and I know he's gotta eat. And he stands strong like a white oak on the hill, facing off against the storms in Mother Nature's wind. And you might think that he's indestructible. He's only a man. One day he'll finally have to break down, and it's gonna kill you to see your hero. And he stands strong like a white oak on the hill, facing off against the storms in Mother Nature's wind. And even though he ain't indestructible, he's my dad. And he'll always be my hero. I'm proud he's my dad.
That's a great song. I think it's fitting for this weekend. You know,
Thank you.
you know. I hope it gets to blow up. Honestly, I hope all of your songs get to blow up. You know, sometimes it's wondering which one it's gonna be. You know, and so, like I said, sometimes it's just getting in front of the right person. You know, you get the right person to share it, post it, whatever, and it can blow everything up from there. You know, um, we'll definitely be sharing and posting and everything that we can for you as well. Um, we have a playlist on Spotify actually that every artist that's been on the show, all of their music is on the playlist. So that way, if you know they heard somebody playing on one of our shorts or something and they want to find it, they can go there, find it, and then find your profile on Spotify and start following you from there and liking your music as well. That and anytime you have a song come out from here until I stop doing anything with this, which won't happen, but say 10 years down the road you release another song but you haven't been back on the show, I'm still going to add that to the playlist. I will say sometimes it's a little on the slow side because we've gotten so many already that it's hard to keep track of everybody. So every once in a while I go through and I just start searching every artist that we've had on the show. Okay, have I missed something and I didn't realize I didn't put it in yet? Because there's times that a song will be released and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard it, I've listened to it when it first came out, whatever, and then I didn't put it into the playlist because I was enjoying the song instead of doing my job. So it's something like that we keep up on because we don't want anybody to be missing out. At the same time,
Yeah.
we tie you into that playlist and say somebody's listening to somebody else's music. Well, being that you're on the same playlist as them, it'll bring you up as an option for listening as well because of that playlist. So, hopefully it helps spread the music. You know, just like having you on the show and anybody else that we've had on the show, their followers start following us and vice versa. You know, kind of builds a community of people finding music and other musicians through the show. You know, and that's what it's about, is getting people to hear your music, you know, and your life too. Like you said, you know, this your music is from your life. Um, with that being said, what has been, I guess, the hardest or most challenging thing so far with the music?
Sticking with it.
Sticking with it.
It took years to stick with. Yeah, it took years to stick with it. Um, so yeah, I mean that was my hard. So far, that was the hardest thing, was me sticking with music. Uh, no, sticking with the guitar. I always sang, but I never would uh, learn the instrument. And then finally, like I said, about 3.5 years ago, I had plenty of time, and I picked it up and I ain't put it down since. And other than that, it's just I would assume it's just the same as every other independent artist, like you said, trying to get your music out there
Yeah.
and people to hear it, because most platforms don't push you at all,
No.
and so you're just trying to get people to hear it, and it's very hard to get people to hear it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you looked into playing out at all, anywhere locally or anything like that?
A little bit, but like I said, I'm not rushing.
Yeah.
I mean, I played out a little bit, but not much at all.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm just taking my time on that end. Just I'm not trying to get in a hurry and rush things and
No, I understand.
get myself in over my head.
I was gonna say we've had a few people on here that did the exact opposite, where they've been playing out for probably 10 plus years, you know, on and off, and they have their own music and they throw it into their shows from time to time, but they don't have anything recorded and put out because they've just been too busy playing out every weekend and every gig that they get a chance for. You know, so, you know, doing it the opposite, getting your music out there before you start running, I don't think is necessarily. Here's the thing. It's not a bad idea, and here's the thing: is nobody knows what's right or wrong in the music industry. You could do everything exactly the same as somebody you see blow up 2 months ago, right? They got huge overnight. You do exactly what they did, step by step, and it won't do a damn thing for you,
Yep.
because everybody's different. Like you said, the platforms themselves aren't going to push you. You know, consistency is a big thing, but at the same time, you could be putting the stuff out and consistently only getting 20 views on each post. You know, it's not always about consistency and this, that, and the other. It's about quality and who sees it. You know, getting it in front
Yeah,
of
it's
that one
essentially
person.
who sees it.
Yeah.
It's essentially who sees it. And if you're not being pushed, which you're not going to be pushed, especially if you're starting out.
No.
I mean, unless you're going to pay dearly for it, but then
But then
you
it's
got to
fake.
wonder if that's you got to wonder if that's actually real.
Well, and I've seen guys that have done that, where they've dumped money into their accounts to get the views and the follows and this, that, and the other. But the problem with doing that is, since it's not natural, you can't sustain that build mark, and it just drops, and it ends up making it worse for you than it was, because now your account is losing followers and views, and it makes it harder for it to come back out of it, because it's like, okay, it starts tanking, the website then starts not pushing you as much, little back to where you were to the beginning, if not lower, because now, okay, you had 40,000 views on every video for 2 months because you were paying for it, right? And then now you're back down to only getting 20 or 30 because you're not paying for it. Well, the algorithm sees that and sees it as a tank. They're thinking there's something wrong with your content, so they're not going to push it out anymore. And it makes it harder on your accounts. Than it's more hurtful than it is helpful. Now, don't get me wrong. If you can throw $1,000 at 2 or 3 videos that you make, and you've got 4 or 5 backed up right after it, yeah, you've got a chance, because about $1,200, you're going to get 1 million views. If you want to spend $1,200 on your videos, each video, you'll get about 1 million views. you know, and then that's considered, you know, viral once you hit 1 million. But you got to pay for it if you pay for it. But again, that doesn't mean you're going to sustain it. At that point, the only thing you're going to find out is your content really good or not? Because those 1 million people go look at one video doesn't mean they're going to go look for a second one. You know, maybe a quarter of them will. But you know, so I think the whole paying as you go type thing, unless you have the money to do it consistently, is not worth it. You know, now as far as labels and stuff go, I think they do. I'm almost positive they do. Because why wouldn't you? You're going to spend $1,200 on it. You're going to at minimum break even, you know, on the views itself and then the searches and stuff like that. So yeah, as a studio or a label anyway, definitely would. But as a person, unless you've got, you know, enough money to actually do that at that point, why are you trying to get into music other than, you know, you're not in it to make money if you're spending money like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they don't. I doubt they have cash flow issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At that point, it's just all for fun. Then I guess I've never been in that situation. Be able to just do something just for the hell of it and throw money at it. Not money like that, anyway.
Nope.
Not money like that. Don't look at me like that. Gambling and motorcycles don't count. Okay, those don't count.
I mean, you have been in a situation where you get to watch somebody else just throw a bunch of money at something.
All the time. He likes to. I tell you what, he could get a pin and make it the most badass pin in the world. He'll spend a ton of money on it, and it will fucking blow up, but it'll still be cool while it works.
Oh no, I was just talking about the ridiculous setup we have.
I know you were,
but here.
Yeah, I know you were, but still. Yeah, he's got 5 screens here, plus the camera, plus the soundboard, and everything else.
Way overkill.
Overkill, definitely. But better to have and not need than need not have, right?
Yeah, I guess.
That and he uses it for other things. Don't let him lie. So, and I wanted to bring this up too, mainly because it's your top song on your playlist for Spotify, and I think it's your top song across the board is Fahrenheit. What came about that for that song?
I mean, well, I was actually scheduled to be in the studio the day before I wrote that song, and I liked the song that I was going to work on in the studio that day, but I felt like there was something better, so I ended up writing Fahrenheit the day before I went to the studio. And I mean, it's just another song of the country boy life, what I lived. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I was one of them throwing white label bottles at back road signs going down the highway. So, I mean,
I don't know anybody like that ever. I never met anybody that would do that.
I'll tell y'all, folks, I do not recommend that. Just because I wrote about it, I don't recommend it.
Oh, so it's not a how to do song.
No, it's a learn from what not to do song.
Look, I did it so you don't have to, but it was cool.
Yeah, I did it. Don't do it.
Yeah, do you mind playing that one for us?
No. I did a lot of stuff people shouldn't do.
Yeah, but how do you learn otherwise? You got to do something.
Yeah, well, for some reason, instead of learning from your parents, because most of the time, your dad or your uncle probably did it first.
Yeah. Well, my thing is,
they'll tell you about it.
I've got to learn the hard way. Because if I don't learn the hard way, I won't learn it.
Everybody learns the hard way.
Yeah, that ain't no kid.
For some reason, our brains are not wired to learn from somebody else's experiences. Our brains are wired for us to. My dad said, "Listen, don't do this." Well, I'm gonna do it.
Well, yeah, it might work out
Don't
better
you
for
worry,
me.
I'll do it.
Yeah, but I'll do it differently. It'll work better.
It
for
never
me.
does.
No.
It never does.
Look, I know you did it and you failed, but that doesn't mean that it's going to mess up on me because I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to put my foot in this position.
And it still does the same exact thing.
Yes, it does. All right, go ahead, Terry.
All right, this right here is called Fahrenheit. Got a little overtime again last week. Now I'm feeling up on 93. Need to let these old gun ear wranglers drink some mud. I feel a little heat wave coming tonight, and I ain't talking Fahrenheit. Just some good old boys ready to light these backwards up. Outlaw country on the radio. Elbow seat for Santon George Jones. Little bit of Tennessee whiskey lighting up the bonfire. Another former line. Yeah, let's get rowdy tonight. Got my V8 tacked up in the red, doing 99 in a 45, slinging NY label, bourbon bottles at the back roadsides. I feel a little heat wave coming tonight, and I ain't talking Fahrenheit. Just some good old boys ready to light these backwards up. Outlaw country on the radio. Elbow seat for Santon George Jones. A little bit of Tennessee whiskey lighting up the bonfire. Another former line. Yeah, let's get rowdy tonight. Daisy Duke's on the tailgate. Rattle me a rebel yells all night. Let's get rowdy. That's the country way of mine. Got a little overtime again last week. Now I'm feeling up on 93.
We good? Yep. That. So when we were sitting here listening, I was telling Fairness that the way he writes, you can make the music video in your head just the way you describe everything. Talking about the V8 being in the red line. Tack meter in the red line. Sorry, this thing.
We're out of practice.
This thing's pissing me off. Hold on, I'm fixing this. There.
That's better.
Now you can hear me. The saying the V8 tacking the red line, and that whole line is it makes me think of out by your dad's place, running down that road.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly where we would be doing that.
No.
No, I mean we would never ever do anything like that. especially if it is
Yeah,
illegal.
don't recommend it.
We have never broken the law today, especially, or tomorrow.
Definitely.
Definitely not today, or last night, or yesterday. Anyway, but I really like your line in there. Outlaw country on the radio, Oboe Cephas and George Jones. You know, just calling back to other artists that have done it before you. And have done it so well.
Yeah.
Which usually brings us to a question of who's an artist that's really inspired your writing and the way that you do your music itself.
Well, I mean, that I really couldn't tell you, but I mean, my favorite artist would always been Travis Tritt and George Jones, Bo Cephas, all of them. Where I didn't start playing earlier
Mm-hmm.
and start out by learning all the outlaw music and all that stuff, I started learning my own stuff. So
Yeah.
I take from them in my inspiration, I guess you'd say, kindly.
Yeah.
But as far as my sound goes, it seems like every song has a little bit of a different sound because I didn't start learning out the other stuff.
Yeah.
I started learning my stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's funny you said Travis Tritt. I'm gonna tell the story real quick just because it's kind of unique. So Farron had ran upstairs. They were talking about who we had on, and he said, he kind of sounds a little bit like Travis Tritt, and Kaylee's mom goes, "Oh, I really like Travis Tritt," so she was listening and. She's, yeah, definitely. I could definitely hear that. And then he comes down here, and I've got your playlist pulled. Well, not your playlist. My playlist pulled up with your music on it. And the last song that was playing on my Spotify was "Trouble" by Travis Tritt. So it's just one giant circle to get back to Travis Tritt. And his story. So there's a podcast out there called Drifting Cowboy Podcast with Dylan Weldon. If you ever get a chance to check it out, he did a podcast with Travis Tritt, and just the stories he got out of him, and asking about different things, especially like his guitars, outfits for certain events and stuff like that. But hearing his story and the background behind some of his songs was absolutely amazing. And that's one of the things that we wanted here was, getting these stories behind the songs before the songs are big. So when we pick an artist, we're not picking them because they've got a ton of followers or there's big clout behind them or anything like that. We pick artists because of their music themselves and their personality, because we also don't want to get somebody on here that's an absolute turd and find out later that we were pushing this guy and his music and he turns out to be a turd and be like, oh, well, I'm not going to take down the video, but I don't like that we pushed that guy, which we haven't had at all yet. Usually the turds kind of push themselves away before they get to the show. So we've had a couple.
Okay.
We've had a couple that we've pushed away after we found them, got them set up time wise, and it was like, you know what? I've found more out about you after we've agreed, and this is not the best for you or for us. So let's just try to find you somewhere else to play, or you go on with your own bet, because everybody has a time in life where things get hard on them. And that doesn't mean your music or your personality is bad. It's just you hit hard times sometimes. We've had a few musicians that we've had not on the show, but we're in talks with that come into some rough life, and it was we're just gonna hold off for a minute. We'll let you know when the dates come back around. We talk to them outside of it, see how they're doing, try to get them back on track. Because there's a lot of musicians out there that are troubled, and a lot of times the greatest musicians you find are troubled musicians. And
oh yeah,
whether it be that they've already been through it or they're currently going through it. Either way, you find them that way. Um, you know, with your music though, um, being so in depth with your emotions itself, um, it brings the question of how you how you come up with the music itself. You say it's from your life events and real stories and stuff like that. How are you able to interpret it into your music itself?
Um, a lot of tries.
A lot of
Um,
tries, yeah.
yeah, a lot of tries. Sometimes I get a tune in my head and it'll be stuck in my head for weeks at a time till I finally figure out the melody that goes to it and to be able to write it. And then the other times it's just like Fahrenheit. I picked up the guitar and it was pretty much wrote in 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean it all just depends on the song. I mean, sometimes the song just comes right out, and other times it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
And but both usually both of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, usually the better ones usually come out pretty quick, but I mean, uh, I've got one that I started on. It would have been 2 years ago now, and um, started out all right. And I hadn't worked on it in a long time, and now it's got better and better. So I mean, it all just depends.
Yeah. Are you that song you were just talking about? Are you looking at playing that one out yet?
I played it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Would you mind giving us a taste of it? Because we loved unreleased music.
No, yeah. This song is probably going to be called something along the lines of country song kind of life, something like that.
Okay.
So. Blue jeans are fading out, it's gonna rain, sitting on down at a fellow's furry. We get her done like country kings round here. Yeah, Jim Beam and Southern Queen, scuffing them boots all right on top. Everybody's got a 12 gauge case, a rooster crows at dawn. Rebel yelling under the full moonlight. Just these backroad boys living out this country song kind of life. Yeah. Drag racing on Wildcat Road. Come on, everybody, you know. It's time to let the good old days of Thunder roll. Well, Danny looking at the whole shot, gonna make my buddies eat that dust. Jamming to some David Allen Cole. Rebel yelling under the full moonlight. Just these backroad boys living out this country song kind of life. Just these Carroll County boys living at the backwoods, backroad country song kind of life. Blue jeans are fading, it's gonna rain. Living at the backwoods, backroad country song way of life.
That's a good song.
Like,
what's the song that you've have that has surprised you the most, as far as like how well it's done during your live playing on TikTok, or just the um, way it's performed through your Spotify and stuff?
the Fahrenheit. It's the one that's
Fahrenheit?
done the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say I know that one. I think that's at the top of your plays on all of your accounts. Um,
Yeah,
but
as far as I know, it is.
but that one surprised you as how well it did.
They all surprise me because, I mean, I'm just a backwoods country boy trying to write songs.
You know, like
Oh,
Don Williams there. You know, I'm just a country boy. Money have I none.
yeah, and I mean, any of them. I'm grateful to have people listen to them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean,
Well, you
it
know,
surprises me that anybody listens to me, though.
yeah. Well, like I said, I'm really glad we got you on here. I know the original plan when we first talked about it was getting you out here. I know we didn't get that worked out this time, but that doesn't mean we can't
Maybe
get you
one
out here
day.
at some point. Yeah, exactly. You know,
Maybe one day.
we tell everybody this. You know, you're always welcome back on the show. So if you've got something coming up, you know, as far as a release, whether it be a music video or a song coming out or a tour or something, and you want to hop on and talk about it, and you want to try to, you know, push it a little bit more, always give us a call, you know, and see if we can get something set up and going, because that's what this is about. You know, it's about building a platform that independent artists can stand on and be heard. You know, and it's really hard to do that, and we found that, you know, obviously, because there's not really anything like that out there as it is. And a lot of people start that way. There's a few people that I know that have started that way, and once they started getting some traction and was able to get some bigger names, they won't talk to anybody that's not with a label or this, that, or the other. And that's never going to be the way we are. You know, if somebody's with a label or whatever, we'll definitely have them on the show and definitely help push their music. We believe in their music itself. But we're not ever going to tell somebody, oh, well, you don't have enough followers to be on our show. Because that's not a thing. We don't care about that. We care about the music and the personality itself. You know, and we're grateful for people like you taking a chance on getting on the show and, you know, and giving us a chance to try to build this platform for you and for other artists like you. Because as far as I can tell, there's really not one out there. You know, anybody I know that's huh?
Yeah, like I said, it takes a long time to get people to start hearing your stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the thing
Because if you're independent, you're not being pushed.
yeah. Well, and that's why we're trying to build as big as we can at the same time, because
Yep.
the bigger our platform is for people like you, the better it is for people like you, and the easier it is to get people to hear you out. You know, we run into quite a few issues as well. Some with management companies, some with labels, because we don't have a big enough following, whatever, so we get pushed back, or we get strikes against us because there are other podcasts that are doing quite a bit better than us that don't like the way that we're doing things, because we're cutting out the middleman. You know, we're not saying, hey, you have to have 10,000 followers to be on our show. You can have 2 followers. I don't care. As long as you have good music and you're a decent human being, I want you on the show. But we've also had people go, oh, well, we'd love to let you get this person that you're asking for as a management group, because we manage them. But, you know, first you have to have a bigger following. Okay, that's fine, understandable. But we have some people that are smaller that if you would be interested in, yeah, let me see their stuff and we'll see if we're interested. Look at their stuff, yeah, let's see what we can do. And I explain to them how we do the show, and they go, oh, well, we don't want to do that. What do you not want to do? Oh, we don't want them to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, those are 2 out of the 3 things we require for our show. You know, it's like, so you want him on a podcast, but you don't want him on our podcast. You want me to get Joe Rogan to interview him for you? Yeah, that'd be great. Can you do that? No. If you want Joe, go ask him if you can be on their show. You know. So, you know, and with for musicians, it's kind of it's very similar. You know, if you're interested in being on a podcast and you reach out, they're going to go, oh, okay, we'll fill out this form first, and we'll have to see if you have a big enough following for us to be interested in it. You know, and our thing is, it's not about that. It's about the music itself. You know, you've got amazing music that can help somebody. You know, whether they're having a bad day or going through a hard time, you know, they can listen to your music and actually get something out of it, get a feeling and emotion, you know. And that's what we want. You know, most of our artists that we've had on here will say, you know, my goal is just to have my music touch one person, just one. And if I can do that, I've done my job. You know,
Yep.
And I know you're the same way. I know you feel that way because I've heard you say it multiple times. You know, especially when you're playing live on TikTok and somebody says something about your music, how it's helped them one way or another. You're like, that was amazing. You know, and I guess we didn't really talk about that. You know, that we've been following you on TikTok for over a year now. We started talking with you out of was that TJ's room, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Him and Granny Rosie, right?
Yeah.
You know, we met a lot of people through that, and we're thankful that we have, because we've met a lot of amazing people like you through TikTok. You know, and it's amazing how, you know, these different places, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and whatever, can connect people the way that it does. You know, it's not always a bad thing. You know, everybody talks about social media.
I mean,
go ahead.
They're good at connecting people, but it's a shame that they're not better at pushing people out.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing I will say is, think 15, 20 years ago, right? When social media wasn't really a thing. You know, you had to go out and you had to play 500 shows. You might go up there. Yeah. Fern's got to go real quick. Where, you know, you had to play 500 shows a year to get your name out there, and you're playing backroom bars just trying to get enough gas money to get to the next gig. And people still do that to this day. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it either. But you went from people that are willing to do that and getting a break. Not even 10% of those people are getting the break. You know, now you've got 10 million people at a time trying to do it through social media. So, like you said, it's a shame that they don't, but at the same time, it'd be really hard to take all 10 million people. You know, say there's 10 million people and 1 million of them have music that's worth listening to. It'd be really hard to push 1 million people through everybody's phone at one time. And I think that's the biggest problem that we've got into with social media for artists, especially, is there are so many out there, and there's so many that are good, but labels and stuff aren't going to grab you unless you already have a social media presence. They're not about building a brand and building an artist anymore. They want somebody that has 1 million followers, or, you know, 20,000 followers minimum, plus the views and stuff on their music on different websites and their shorts and stuff like that, because then they don't have anything to do. Then they can take a product that's already proven that works and go, here we go, now let's throw some money at it, and it'll really blow up, and it does. But like you said, it's harder for independent artists online, I think, than it is locally, because if you're out playing local or regional areas, playing your music, you're gonna get that area listening to your music a lot more. Is that gonna put you over the top and really get the rest of the country or the world listening to your music? Not necessarily. You know, like you said, like we said earlier, there's really no right or wrong way of doing it. You can sit on TikTok and play music all day, every day, and do nothing but that, and get a couple million followers and make a decent living off of it. But you
Yep.
won't be a household name still. You can have 10 million followers on TikTok and not be a household name. You know, you can have a number one on the charts and not be a household name. You know, that's another thing too is the music industry is so vast that people think that you have to be playing on the radio or be on Billboard's Top 100, whatever, for you to make a living playing music, and you don't. You just have to be playing gigs or having a way to get money streaming in to be comfortable. We have a few artists that we know that most people don't even know that they play music, and if they met them on the street, would never know. But they live a comfortable life off of doing it that way. You don't always have to be on the big stage for it. But
No.
Like I said, we really appreciate you being on the show with us and playing some music for us.
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, anytime. Is there anything you'd say to anybody out there thinking about picking the guitar up or thinking about coming after the music dream?
Pick it up, don't put it back down. Never give up. If you're going to start, never give up.
Yeah.
I mean, because I may do this for the next 15 years and not have much come out of it other than maybe a little bit, or may do it for a couple more and it blow up. You just don't know.
Yeah.
But if you give up, you'll never know.
Absolutely. Better to better to do it and regret doing it than not doing it and regret not doing it, or whatever.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't think you could regret going after music if it's a passion. If it's your passion, I don't think you could regret it.
Yeah.
I know I can't.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There's most things in life, and sometimes it's gotten me in trouble where it's like, you know what, I'd rather do it and find out for sure than not do it and regret not doing it and wondering if I could have done that later on in life.
Yep.
That being said, Terry, you want to play a song or two to play us out for the show?
All ready? Yeah. What do you want here?
Oh, well, let's see. Let's do, well, honestly, I could tell you to play songs, but why don't you just pick your two that you want to play out? What are the two that come to mind when you're sitting on the back porch, just picking?
Shush. You'll get me in trouble. I gotta talk my wife up now. It's more, I wrote this song for my wife. We've been married for 18 years, and she drives me up a wall, but that's all. It's called By My Side. No need to say it, babe, I know I'll never be the perfect gal. Never gonna cave an inch, even if I know I'm acting like a fool. Might just say I'm a little crazy. Walk through brimstone for you, baby. Lord, I never wanna know what my life has to hold. No, my heart can never stand that pain. No man-made stitch could ever heal country boy sure love to change. Can't buy them finer things, and them dadgum roses always went away. You might just say I'm a little crazy. Walk through brimstone for you, baby. Lord, I never want to know what my life has to hold. When my bones turn into dust, I pray you know how much you will have. No, I never want to know what my world has to hold without my hand down. No, my heart can never beat the same without my soulmate keeping its pace. Almighty God, please let her stay. Almighty God, please let her stay.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
And obviously, that's your song to your wife. I would hope, anyway.
Yeah.
You got a music video out
So
for that one too, don't you?
yeah, well, that was the first music video that we done.
Mm-hmm.
Learned how expensive they are.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess this next one I'm gonna play one that's not released.
Okay.
It's actually one of the first ones that I wrote, but it's not one I've got around to recording yet. It's called "The Better Way."
Better way.
Springtime flowers blooming in the sun. The water's warming up. Sure looks like some fun. Turkeys flying off their morning room. Gobblers fanning out, sending us the news. A farmer hooking to his plow, praying for the summer. Yeah, the country life ain't an easy thing. No, the country life sure is a better way. Throwing hay bales in that summer heat, making some money, head on down to the lake, pitching a bonfire, pitching up a tent, roasted mellows, hot dogs on the stick. Yeah, the country life ain't a easy thing. Oh, the country life sure is a better way. Busting wood before the cold. Got your thermals on, waiting in the snow. In the country life, springtime flowers blooming in the sun. Water's warming up, sure looks like some fun.
All right. Thanks. You know, having unreleased music on here is always a pleasure. We love having that. We're glad that you're willing to share that with us and put that out with us. You know, it's unreleased, but now people have somewhere to find it. I don't know whichever app you're looking on here, if you're on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. Right as soon as we're done, not right as soon, but pretty close to when we're done. This will post up to YouTube, so if somebody missed it or has missed parts of it, they can go to YouTube and watch the full video. But you know, Terry, we really do appreciate you coming on here and being a part of our
Thank y'all for
project
having me.
And again, like I said, you're always welcome back. We'll either find some dates later on down the road, or like I said, if you've got something you're wanting to push and you want to hop back on, it doesn't matter if it's next month, 2 weeks, whatever. You just let us know, give us a holler, and we'll find out what we can. Same time, if you have anything that you're putting out, you know, always share it to us, and we'll push it as well as we can. And if you know any other artists that you think would fit our show, and that goes for anybody else watching as well, definitely send us their information. We'll check them out. But Terry, thank you so much for being on the show. We had a blast having you on the show tonight. And
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great Father's Day now.
You too. Enjoy your weekend, and
thank you.
We'll see you again. Everybody, thank you for watching.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thank y'all.
And hold on. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we done yet?